Okay, 5.4a is the only really interesting part about inventory, in my opinion. It's also the reason why we'll probably never, ever switch to IFRS, because IFRS does not allow for LIFO. So let's take a look at this for a second. It asks us to come in and take a look at these cost of goods sold numbers that we computed in the earlier part. And they tell us that sales were $75 per unit. Now, selling price and purchase price are not related. If you doubt me, the next time you pull into a gas station, you tell the gas station owner that you believe in LIFO and you want to purchase gas at 1969 prices. I'm willing to bet you don't do it. Okay, so the sales has nothing to do with the cost of the goods. So we sold 1,400 units at $75. Now, we can say whatever we want to say we paid for them as long as we're consistent. So if we used FIFO, our cost of goods sold, let me use red, our cost of goods sold was $58,800. Okay, cost of goods sold. Under LIFO, our cost of goods sold is $59,200. Again, you see where that number came from. Under specific identification, our cost of goods sold was $59,000, and there are many people that argue that specific identification should be used for everything. It's just a pain in the butt because there's a lot of record keeping. And weighted average, which is the most common, and it's most common because it's the easiest, certainly not because it's the most exact, is $59,000. Now, the difference between the cost of goods sold and the sales is gross profit or gross margin. So we do this and we find that our gross profit is $46,000. Oh, and we'll use green because it's a happy color. $46,200. We'll even give it a dollar sign. I'm so happy. LIFO, we do this subtraction. Sister Mary Butch would be so proud of me I can do subtraction. Yeah, I went to Our Lady of Perpetual Inebriation. Specific identification is 105 minus the 59. Gives us 46,000. And the weighted average is 44,956. Now, specific identification and weighted average, I don't really care a whole lot about. Companies use them, you know how to do them, you do it. LIFO and FIFO, these are the two guys we need to talk about. There's a thing called LIFO reserve. LIFO reserve is the difference in the ending inventory under FIFO and LIFO. And that's $400. The inventory under FIFO, the ending inventory under FIFO is $400 higher. The ending inventory under LIFO is $400 less. Less income, less taxes. So this $400 represents $400 of untaxed income. Because as you've seen, no matter what method we use, we got the same amount of money. At this point, you're probably saying, why doesn't every company use LIFO? Because it's a pain in the butt to do. That's why not. Now, this LIFO reserve, the difference between the ending inventory under LIFO and FIFO, $400. Untaxed income. The largest companies in the world, mostly the large oil companies, use LIFO. They have untaxed LIFO reserves in the billions of dollars. If we switch to IFRS, that will all become taxable income. Imagine you're the president of ExxonMobil and you get to call all your shareholders together and say, guys, I got great news. You ain't going to see a dime of dividends for the next 40 years because we're paying off our LIFO reserve. You'd better have somebody taste your food for you down in the cafeteria because it's not going to be pretty. So, LIFO, FIFO, LIFO reserve. Now let's take a look at question 5, which really says, how stupid are you? And I know the answer is you are not. So clearly, the manager would prefer FIFO if his bonus is based on a percentage of gross profit, which is also gross margin. Remember that gross profit and gross margin are exactly the same, and I use those words and terms interchangeably, and that might screw with you. Please don't let it. They're the same term.